Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Lucy B here. Thank you for clicking and thank you for always supporting me. And guys, if you're new here, you are welcome, and thank for all those that have been supporting me. Thank you so much guys. You don't know how much you mean to me. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. And guys, if you are new here, you don't know what I do here. Here I motivate, I empower, I talk about real life experience and mostly to make the world a better place to be. Okay guys, as you can see, the topic today is about why we African we should unite. My African brothers and sisters, we need to unite. Be it you're from African diaspora and African continent, we all need to come together. We need to unite. We need to make Africa great again. And you know guys, unity is everything. In every place, even let's say a place of work, if you're not united in that place, there's gonna be a lot of chaos, there's gonna be a lot of caviar, nothing is gonna be done. So it's the same thing as guys, we need to unite African, all Africa. We need to unite. We need to stop this thing of pulling each other down. We need to stop this thing of jealousy. We need to stop this thing of not supporting each other, because guys, when we unite, we become stronger together, we become bigger, we will have power, we will have energy. That's why we all African, be it your black American, be it your black Caribbean, be it anybody, if you see your skin is black, we all have to unite to make Africa great again. We need to unite to change the title of undeveloped continent to developed continent. We have been in this title for so long. If you look back, I think me, since I was born, the continent has been undeveloped, and many others, you know, even those who have been before me, you know. So it's time to change this title. We've been in this title for so long. It's time to change Africa developed continent, not undeveloped continent. I'm tired of this name all the time. If you look around now, nothing remained the same. Everything has changed. Everything has changed. For example, maybe we started from those time of the apes. You know, like people used to walk, we used to maybe run, we used to, our means of transport maybe were like our animals, and then after that it came to bikes, came to cars, to train, plane, and that kind of thing. Everything has changed. So why is it Africa is not changing? Why is it Africa remain undeveloped all the time? Africa is undeveloped. It's undeveloped. It's a developing country. What is it that we are not doing right that cannot make us develop? What is it that these other people are doing better that they manage to make their country develop? What can we do to make our continent develop? We need to unite Africa. We need to unite. We need to stop fighting each other. We need to stop hate. We need to stop jealousy. We need to start supporting each other. Africa, we need to unite to be strong again, to be respected again. We need to unite. My brother and sister, you know, unity is the best thing that can happen to anybody. When we unite, we become bigger. We will be respected worldwide. People will want to be our friend and they will want to work with us. That's why we need to unite. Many will fear to exploit us. They will not exploit us again when we are united, because you become strong together. If you don't know what I mean by uniting, I'll give you an example of a family that is united. You know, there's a saying. I remember when I was growing up, my dad bought this post and it was in our living room. And it used to say, a family that prays together, lives together. It's the same here. I'll give you an example of a family. Let's say family X, they are united. You know, when a family is united, they will be organized, because you know, everything they do, they'll first sit down and discuss, and everybody will have to agree on it. And if someone of them does not understand, they will explain to them. So when a family unite, they will try to bring those who are lower, who are a little bit below others, they will bring them up together. They will bring them up. They will make them to come to the same level like the other. They will want the best for everybody. They will want every member of that family to be okay. So say this family X has got maybe agriculture. So what they will do, they will sit down and they divide. Let's say it's a family of 4 or 5 or whatever. They will sit down and divide. They will say, John, you are going to be the head of the farm. And then they will say, Peter, you'll see that all the infrastructure are okay. If they are faulty, they will make sure they are repaired, or if they need new one, that kind of stuff. And then they'll put maybe Sarah to run the financial, and maybe they'll also put Jeffrey to work within the factory. factory, and then they'll put Anna to deal with the marketing. And then they'll set a time where they will all come together and give report on their field. And because this family are united, let's say the head is their parent, and because these children, they love their parents so much and they listen to them, they'll work so hard in their department. They'll work so hard, and if they find that they might be the other one is a little bit behind, they can come together and go and support the other one. This is the same example I'm giving here. Like, say for example, especially the unity that I even want to ask is all African country to unite, and all African and the diaspora, all these African that are abroad, say African who are not living in African continent, to unite with the Africans. Then together we will come together and it will make the continent great again. So first of all, what should we do? First of all, we already know the history. Even though I'm not done history, but we already know the history that is going on between African nation and the African diaspora. So first of all, the African leaders, they need to come together and ask for forgiveness from the African diaspora, especially those who were taken on slave. They need to come together and ask for forgiveness from their descent so that they can be forgiven. And then the diaspora, the African descent, they have to forgive the African that enslaved them and the Western. And then after that, we need to start building love together. We need to start loving each other. We need to start learning each other. Learning each other. After learning each other, then you need to come together and start sharing knowledge that we have, because we all have different knowledge, especially those who were not born in the continent and they are just moving back to the continent. We have to start learning from them. They have to start learning from the Africans themselves. So we have to start doing this first. We have to start loving each other, start learning each other, so that like the diaspora, they find is new for them, they can start learning step by step. And the African that find this thing, the way the diaspora behave, they behave the way the Black American or other blacks from other Western world behave, and they are not used to them. Let's start learning each other slowly by slowly until we get to come together as one. And we need to start to maybe tolerate each other as well. Then we can work together and make Africa great again. Because if we don't do this, there is bitterness, and because history is there, it's staring at us. So all this new generation, they grow up, they come to learn about this, and it's not good. So it's time to start educating the young, educating the elderly about this kind of thing. We need to start forgetting. We need to start to move on and start our life again together. And we need to embrace the movement that is going on. This movement that is going on is not by mistake. It's they say everything happened for a reason. It's time for God, who's trying to tell us to do something about all this that has been happening. So we need to embrace it, we need to accept it, and we need to start living by it. Yes. So guys, I want to say, if you find anything that any information here is informative, is good for you, please, I don't ask you for anything. All I ask you is like my video and subscribe if you're new. If you find some substance in this content, please like, share. Let's really reach everyone. Let's unite. Let's become one again. And the number one thing that we Africans need to stop is jealousy. We are so jealous of each other. I've talked about this thing many times. You find that we are jealous of each other development. We are jealous. Because of jealousy, we all information from each other. We are jealous of, we don't support each other. If we don't stop this, it's really very bad. So we need to stop jealousy. We need to start looking at each other like we are all one, like we are all, by doing this thing, you don't know, it makes, when you're jealous of your sister, you should know that the world is watching and they laugh at us. The world already hates Africa. They already hate black. You've seen, for example, in China, you saw what happened. They were calling you monkeys, even though the human being, we came from the ape, but they forget, but they just look at Africa because we are black as monkeys. We are all monkeys in anything anyway, So the world already hates us. So now if you start hating your brothers and sisters, they are gonna laugh at us. So it's time we need to come together and stop this jealousy and start supporting each other. Have you guys seen other people, other groups of people? Like you see, for example, the Chinese. You see China, when they start creating some job, they will employ their people first. Even Indians, when an Indian starts something here, when a fellow Indian comes, they are gonna hold their hand up, they are gonna support them. But we African, oh my God, If you see a fellow African, even if you know something, you're gonna hold it back. Even if you know any information, no, you're gonna hold it back. Even and you know African, if you look at African, they are the most Christian people. So even the one that claim that they are Christian, they're even worse. And they claim they're Christian. They know a good information. They will hide it. Simply why? Because they are jealous. Why do you be jealous with your friend, with your brother, your fellow brother and sister? Why? Are you not ashamed? What is in your heart? But you find these other people, they will help. But should any other person come, let's say a black person on this factory, if a fellow black come to look for work, they are gonna turn them away. But should any other people come, they will bow down. They will respect them. They will do everything for them. Do you look at that? Is that good? So it's time we need to stop the jealousy. It's time we need to unite. And support each other. When an African started business here, a fellow African will bypass this African shop or business and go to someone else's business. We need to change this mentality, because if we don't, we will never grow. So again, the question is, why should we unite? We should unite African. We should unite together so that we can share ideas. I think I've talked about, like the last video, I talked about getting, sharing the idea, like say, especially from the diaspora. Some diaspora have lived their life in the so-called developed country or the developed country. They are expert. They have lots of experience. That's why we should welcome the diaspora, because the diaspora are gonna bring a lot of things to the African continent. They already experienced. Some already they are gonna bring like jobs. They're gonna create jobs, and this is gonna help our community. That's why we need to welcome them with 10 hands and then learn from them. And even some, and also for them, maybe they will also learn. There are certain things they will learn from us. So guys, that's why we need to unite, bring ideas together, and start supporting each other. Look at Africa. Africa is one of the richest continents in the world, but we lack the expertise. We lack the skill. So if we can find one or two skill in any of the country, we can work together. We can help. You can use these people to teach the rest. And also, I urge the African country to follow suit like the Chinese. Look at what the Chinese they do. They send their people abroad to go and study, to learn some of this skill, and they take it back to China. And see how China is developing so fast. China is, if we are not careful, sooner or later, if it continue like that, in 10-20 years, they are going to be one of the superpower in the world. So the African leaders, I urge you to start sending these bright kids who can learn. Let them go and learn the skill and come and teach the rest of the African, so that we can be able to mine our own minerals. We can be able to extract our own mineral. We have a lot of minerals. We have a lot of raw stuff. Instead of depending on other country to come and exploit you, take the raw material. They take raw very cheaply, and then they go and manufacture them and bring them back very expensively to you. That is not good. So African leader, you need to work on that to make Africa great again. Let's unite together to fight crime. How do we fight crime? We need to help the youth. We need to like create job for the youth. Our government need to really support the youth. They need to create activity for the youth, so that the youth are like busy. When the youth are busy, it will take their mind away from the street. We need to create like institution training. Those who can go to school, they can sponsor them to school. Those who can maybe do technical, we need to support them with this social media that is becoming one of the biggest things. Introduce the youth, support them with the resources, with all this technical stuff to help them, to help the youth develop their skill, to help them, work hard, to help them do whatever they want to do. We need to help the youth to stop crime. But if the youth are there and they've got no job, what do you expect them to do? So not only the government, we as African individually, if you can, we should all help our brothers and sisters who we can support them. You can pick one child, if you can afford, take them to school, take them for training. Like I talk about in one of my videos, if you are in this village or in this area and you feel like you can help, don't only support your village people, your family only. Support even your neighbors. Support beyond if you can. If you can, but at least try to support one or two person in your village. Don't only support your brother and sister. Stretch your hand, spread your love, support others as well. Let's help each other. So my dear brothers, let's stop fighting each other. Let's unite and let's work together to make Africa great again. Say for example, imagine if Ghana was the one making, they have cocoa. If they were the one making this stuff, the product products of cocoa, say chocolate and all that. How great do you think that would be? Ghana would be very rich. And then maybe they could teach other countries within Africa. Uganda, we have coffee. If we could start doing our own coffee. And we have agriculture product. If we could start trading, exporting, together, maybe trading among each other, learning from each other. That would be so great. So all I wanted to say is let's unite. Unity is good. Unity will make us great again. Unity will make us be respected. Unity will make us be one strong, powerful African continent. Unity will make others will also be scared to exploit us. Unity will bring development. Unity will create a very good environment for all of us. So guys, if you find this informative, please guys, will you like, share, subscribe? You can just thank me by subscribing. Subscription is free. And thank you for everyone who always support me. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for caring. I love you guys. You are my family now. You just know that. As we start from here, we start uniting from here, and we take it out and be as one African, and let's make Africa great again. Thank you.